Coming up after the break, today's Choose Your News segment. We will introduce you to a local astronaut.
Working for you in the spirit of Arkansas. This is Channel 7 News at 6 with Christina Munoz, Scott Inman, weather with Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy, and sports with Steve Sullivan.
Coming up tonight at 10, we'll have today's Choose Your News story.
You voted, and the winning assignment today was Astronaut from Little Rock. Channel 7's Kristen Fisher is live in the newsroom tonight with a preview of her 10 o'clock report. Hi, Kristen.
Hey, Heather. Well, NASA astronaut Scott Parazynski was born in Little Rock. He now lives in Houston, but he was back here today to be inducted into the Arkansas Aviation Hall of Fame and to speak at the Clinton School of Public Service as part of their public programs. After that event, I had a chance to ask him one-on-one some questions that you, the viewer, submitted. Things like, how did you become an astronaut? What's next for NASA? And, of course, what it's like to be weightless.
Oh, it is such a dream. It's kind of like being, floating on top of a pool, or if you've ever done any scuba diving, to just be completely motionless and let the current take you. That kind of peaceful sensation of being able to just push off with your fingertips and move in whatever direction you want to go. It's like a dream.
And you can watch my full story on Scott Parazynski coming up tonight at 10. It's a great story. You're not going to want to miss it.
Working for you in the spirit of Arkansas. This is Channel 7 News Nightside with Christina Munoz, Scott Inman, weather with Chief Meteorologist Ned Permy, and sports with Steve Sullivan.
It's time for a late edition of today's Choose Your News. You voted, and the winning story today was the astronaut from Little Rock.
His name is Scott Parazynski, and tonight he was inducted into the Arkansas Aviation Hall of Fame. Channel 7's Kristen Fisher reports.
It's wonderful to be back in the city of my birth.
It's been 12 years since NASA astronaut Scott Parazynski was last in Little Rock.
I was born at St. Vincent's Infirmary, I guess down the street here, and spent all of 6 months in Little Rock before my nomadic parents then moved to New Orleans and joined the space program.
Speaking at the Clinton School of Public Service, Parazynski says that very move from Little Rock is what started his own journey to joining NASA.
I grew up around the space program. My dad worked on Apollo. I had the model rockets and the fascination with space early on.
45 years later, Parazynski can say he's been on 5 space flights and he's walked in space 7 times.
I love to learn, to have a variety, to have challenge in my life. And it just seemed that was the ultimate exploration, the ultimate adventure that had real meaning and benefit for a lot of people.
Parazynski's most difficult mission to date launched on the morning of October 23, 2007. Their mission, to install a new module to the International Space Station and to relocate the station's massive solar panels.
Before we even launched, it was a very complicated mission. But then, as we were finishing up our mission almost, we were deploying some of the solar arrays on board the station, and some of the panels ripped apart because of a frayed guide wire. And that's when we knew that this is something very, very serious, and it's going to alter the course of the rest of our flight.
Parazynski was selected to repair the ripped panel. It became the most dangerous spacewalk to date.
Yes, the element of risk was higher than a typical spacewalk. I was working directly on a fully energized solar array with 100 volts of energy coursing through it.
But the spacewalk was a success, leaving time for every astronaut's favorite weightless hobby, watching our entire world through the window.
All through my 5 missions, I've been able to kind of pick out pinpointed areas on the globe that I really want to see one day, and the Himalayas obviously is one.
Back on Earth, Parazynski trekked to the Himalayas last spring. His mission, Mount Everest.
As I suited up for my summit bid on Everest this past spring, I looked like the big Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, big thick down suit, oxygen mask on, big gloves and waist harness and carabiners clipping onto fixed lines. It's very much like going out on a spacewalk.
But even a spacewalk specialist can hit a snag just one day away from the summit.
I blew out a disc in my low back, and I was at 24,500 feet within a day of the summit when I had to turn around. So very painful both physically and you know, obviously emotionally to let go of a dream like that.
But tonight, he was honored with a different dream. Scott Parazynski was inducted into the Arkansas Aviation Hall of Fame.
And just in case you were wondering, Scott Parazynski says he hopes to return to Everest sometime soon for a second attempt.